What's up, y'all? This is Jay Johnson back at it again, and I have a phone review for you. It's the long-awaited review of the Lumia 640. Now, if you follow my channel, you've probably seen that I did a unboxing for the Cricket version of this device a few months ago, but I never really did a full review. But because recently there's been a lot of price changes with this device, I thought I would just go ahead and do a like quick review on it because actually right now, I mean, it's at a great price. You can get the Go phone version, which is the AT&T. It's now dropped. It went from $89 to $59, and now from AT&T you can get it for $39. And right now, as of this taping, Best Buy has this for $29, which is ridiculous. Um, it's like I said, it's the AT&T version, but once I got this, I emailed AT&T after a couple days, and they gave me the unlock code, no problem, free. So you can go ahead and get this. You can get this phone, the Lumia 640, for $29. Get it unlocked, and you can use it for AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, Metro PCS, Straight Talk, any of those. So let's go ahead and talk about the build quality here real quick. I like the black matte finish. The last one I did had the cyan, which was kind of a glossy. It's kind of a slippery build. This has a removable back panel, and you can actually change the colors on this back panel. So here's the battery, where the battery goes, just with the SD card, and that would be normally where the micro SIM card goes. Um, Now, the battery is 25 milliamps, and the SD card slot can take up to 120 gigabytes. So that's pretty good. This comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 8 gigabytes of storage. I'm sorry, 1 gigabyte of RAM. And the one good thing about if you get a Windows phone, even though it only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, you can go ahead and get a 64, 128, 16, whatever type of SD card. Put it in here, and you can move everything, not just photos and videos, but your apps also, which is pretty good. This display is 5 inches, uh, 720 by 1280, so it's 294 ppi. This has Corning Gorilla Glass 3, 1.2 gigahertz Snapdragon 400, and let's get into some of the other specs here. Oh, camera wise, this back camera, 8 megapixel camera, but it does shoot in 1080, 30 frames per second. Front camera on the front here is 1 megapixel, shoots in 720. As you can see here, this is one of the features I love about this device is glance. It's sort of like with if you have a Motorola device, it has that active display. This is always going to show your time and have any notifications that you have. So I have a few notifications here. It's going to show that. Another great feature I love about this is double tap to wake. Um, you don't realize how much you like it until you don't have it no more. And it also has double tap to sleep, which is another great feature that I love about this device. Okay, so for Windows Phone, basically you have your layout with your tiles. You have your notification shade that comes down here. You have your notifications. Um, your let me go ahead. Let me go here and change these settings on here because this is pretty bright. And you can also get a chance to see how some of the settings work here while I do that. So, trying to remember here. Brightness. Turn this brightness down. Turn it to low. Um, there's three settings for that. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's low, medium, and high. All right, turn the settings down. So here's your main screen. If you're not familiar with Windows, this would be your main screen. This is where all your information is going to be at, all your apps, photos, phone dialer. Everything is going to be on this front screen, and then your everything else is be on the second screen. So you're only dealing with two screens. Um, your app screen, and then you have your all your other apps here. It's your home screen button. Up here is your settings. Let me pull this up here so we can get this in focus. Okay, here's your settings. This is all you have here. Now, one thing I don't like about it is, see, I have everything from Yahoo. I can't clear everything out by one. If I clear one thing out, it's going to clear the whole thing out. That's something that's going to be cleared out in Windows 10, but at this point, you have to deal with it. So if you have, one a bunch of notifications from one source, you can't just individually dismiss them. It looks like you can, but you can't. As far as up here, you can't change any of these yet. I think in Windows 10 you can, but at this point you can't change what you have up there. Okay, let's go back into settings. You have your Wi-Fi sense, your Bluetooth, internet sharing. You have NFC. You have NFC for this phone. $29. You got NFC. You can go in here and change your start theme. Right now I have a dark. You can change it to a light theme. And let's change this to yellow and change my background to whatever. So I change that. I go back out and now I have a light theme and my main color is yellow. Okay, let's go back into settings. We'll go through here and look at, you can change it. Let's change this back to a dark theme because this yellow kind of sucks. Oh, wow, that's bright. Yeah, let's go back to a dark theme. Okay. Go to the dark theme. We can go through the notifications again. You can see your settings. Lock screen, you got your driving mode, your quiet hours. Your quiet hours is when you're asleep or something and you want to not have notifications pop up. So you can set that up for when you want it to start and end. You can only get certain notifications or none, depending on how you have it set. Driving mode is where it pretty much turns it knows when you're in the car and pretty much turns everything off so you won't get any messages or no text messages while you're driving to disturb you. You can add your email accounts, your brightness, you just seen that, your rotation lock, your data sense. You can see where you're at with your data. I see I only have 4 gigabytes on here. I have 4 gigabytes used. I have 2.5 left. I have 2 on my SD card. I have a 32 gigabyte SD card. But as you can see, I have everything set to go to my new apps. Everything goes to my SD card. Okay, you have your kids corner, your photos and camera, keyboard, ease of access. With ease of access, you can pretty much change the font size if you want to make font size a little bit bigger to easier to read. Your navigation bar, as you can see here, my navigation bar is dark, so you can change it to match my accent color. So my accent color is yellow, so it's going to be yellow, but it's hard to see on the camera because that yellow is so bright. And then here you can change your tap to wake, double tap to wake. So I mean, pretty much it's all simplistic. This is your main screen for settings. I'm not going to go too far into apps because I'm going to do a separate video on apps, but pretty much this is basically how it is. I mean, it's pretty simple. One thing I will show is, let's say you want to put an app here. A lot of people don't know that. So you just hold it, and you can pin it to start. Pin it to start, it pops up at the bottom. Pretty simple. And also another thing you can do is as you can see, my messaging apps are in a folder. So they have folders now. So I have all my messaging apps here in a folder. That's something you can do now and have them all grouped together. So that's just a basic rundown of Windows 8.1 with the Lumia 640. I think it's a great device. For $29.99, you can't beat it. Like I said, I've been trying to, and I was going to hit you guys in the head over the holidays with a lot of inexpensive ideas and gifts. This is definitely something you can pick for somebody or a backup phone for yourself. $29. Get it unlocked for free. Use it on whatever network you want to use it for. I, I'd have to say this is probably the best device you can get for this price point, period. Um, so if you want to check it out, it's at AT&T, the Microsoft Store, and Best Buy. And I definitely say if you want to get a backup phone or if you want to try a Windows Phone, you're not sure about Windows Phone, especially with Windows 10 coming out, this is definitely a device you might want to check out. If you have any questions, go ahead, hit that comment section. Let me know what you have, and I'll go ahead and try to answer that as soon as possible for you. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.